You know what the Amish spend on heating every winter? Almost nothing. And yet, they stay warmer than most of us huddled under $200 electric blankets. How? They've got 20 DIY heating secrets, no electricity, no gas, no Wi-Fi required, and today, we're revealing all of them. Alright, raise your hand if your heating bill last winter made you want to sell a kidney. Yeah. Mine too. We crank the thermostat, wear 3 hoodies indoors, and still feel like we're living in a meat locker. Meanwhile, in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, an Amish family is sipping hot cocoa in a toasty 72-degree farmhouse, powered by a wood stove and some bricks. No joke. Now, I know what you're thinking. I'm not ditching my iPhone to live like it's 82.3. And hey, neither am I. But what if I told you the Amish aren't just surviving off-grid? They're thriving with warmth hacks that are smarter, cheaper, and way more charming than anything in your smart home app. These folks have spent generations mastering low-tech, high-efficiency heating, and in a world of rising energy costs and unpredictable winters, their DIY systems aren't just nostalgic, they're revolutionary. So today we're counting down 20 Amish DIY heating systems that'll keep your home warm, your wallet full, and your inner pioneer proud. Let's dive in. 1. The rocket stove that cooks and heats. You ever tried heating your house with twigs? The Amish do it all the time. And they don't just warm up one room, they heat the whole kitchen using a rocket stove. It sounds like something from a sci-fi movie, but it's super simple. Just a few metal pipes, some careful design, and boom, you've got a stove that burns small sticks, old scraps, or even corn cobs. No need for expensive firewood or gas. It's called a rocket stove because it burns hot and fast, like a little furnace. The heat shoots up through a narrow chimney, making it way more efficient than a regular wood stove. Most stoves waste a lot of heat, but this one uses almost all of it. And here's the best part. It's not just for heating, you can cook right on top of it. Fry eggs, boil water, make oatmeal, all while warming your toes. Imagine waking up on a freezing morning, tossing a few branches into your stove, and within minutes, your kitchen is cozy and your breakfast is sizzling. No waiting, no electric bill, just fire, food, and warmth. A lot of Amish families build these themselves. Some tuck them into corners of the kitchen, others use them in workshops or root cellars. They're small, safe, and easy to control. You don't need a fancy setup, just a little know-how and some scrap metal. And because it burns so cleanly, there's hardly any smoke. It's quiet too, no noisy fans or rattling pipes, just the soft crackle of fire and the smell of wood. It's the kind of warmth that feels honest, like you earned it. 2. The cook stove radiator hack. Here's a clever trick most of us never think about. The Amish don't just use their wood cook stove to make dinner, they turn it into a heater too. How? By adding metal fins or pipes right onto the stove. As the stove heats up from cooking, these metal parts start to glow with warmth. And just like that, the whole room begins to feel cozier. It's a simple idea, but it works amazingly well. The metal holds the heat, and slowly sends it out, like an old-school radiator. No electricity, no moving parts, just pure, silent warmth, spreading through the kitchen. While a pot of soup simmers on top, the stove is also warming the space. 2 jobs, 1 fire. You can find these setups in Amish homes all over Pennsylvania and Ohio. Some stoves have long pipes running along the wall, others have fins that look like ribs, stacked close together. All of them trap heat that would normally just go up the chimney or get wasted. Instead, it stays in the room where people live and work. And the best part? You don't have to stop cooking to heat your home. Bake bread in the morning, and by noon, the kitchen still holds that soft, steady warmth. It's the kind of smart design that doesn't need apps or remotes. Just a little thinking and a few pieces of metal. No wonder they call it Amish efficiency. It's not magic, it's just doing more with less. And doing it quietly, without fuss, while dinner smells amazing. 3. Masonry heaters. Picture a giant brick oven in the middle of a living room. It's not for baking pizza, it's for This is a masonry heater, and it's one of the most powerful DIY heating tricks the Amish use. It works like this. You build a hot, fast fire in the morning, or at night. The fire burns for just an hour or two, but the thick walls of brick, stone, or clay soak up all that heat. Then slowly over the next 12 to 24 hours, it radiates warmth into the room. No constant tending, no wood piled by the dozen, just one fire and you're set. Wake up in the middle of the night, and the room still feels soft and warm. No cold floors, no chilly corners, like the house is breathing out heat all day long. These heaters are built by hand, often right into the home's design. Some are shaped like stoves. Others look like small stone towers or benches you can sit on. They take skill and time to build. And yeah, they cost more up front than a metal stove. But they last forever. We're talking 50, 100 years, maybe more. Grandparents build them for their kids. Kids pass them down to grandkids. And because they burn wood so hot and clean, there's hardly any smoke or creosote. It's safe, steady, and silent. No fans, no noise, just warmth you can feel in your bones. In Amish homes, these heaters are more than tools. They're part of daily life. Kids do homework near them. Moms fold laundry beside them. Hands get warmed while stories get told. It's not just heat, it's comfortable with history. 4. The basement wood furnace. Deep in the basement of many Amish homes, you'll find a big sturdy furnace, just like the ones in regular houses. But instead of running on gas or oil, it burns wood. That's the Amish basement wood furnace, and it's a quiet powerhouse. It sits down below, out of the way, and quietly heats the whole house without a single electric wire. Here's how it works. The fire burns in a heavy metal chamber. As it heats up, it warms either air or water. If it's an air system, the warm air moves through ducts, rising up into rooms like natural central heating. If it's water-based, the hot liquid flows through pipes to radiators in different rooms. All of it runs on gravity and smart design. No pumps, no power. Just heat moving where it's needed. One load of wood can keep the house warm for hours. The furnace is bit tough, with thick steel or cast iron, so it holds heat well and lasts for years. And because it's in the basement, there's no smoke in the living space, and refueling is easy. Families stack cords of wood nearby, ready to go. They check it now and then, add logs as needed, and that's it. No apps, no thermostat wars, just steady, even warmth from floor to ceiling. It's not flashy, but it's reliable. And in winter, when snow piles high and the wind howls, knowing your heat comes from a roaring fire you lit yourself, that feels like real comfort, solid, simple, and completely in your control. 5. The stove in the middle layout. Walk into a traditional Amish home in winter, and you'll likely find the wood stove right in the center of the main room. Not against a wall, not hidden in a kitchen corner. Right in the middle. And there's a smart reason for that. Heat travels in all directions like sunlight from a lamp. When the stove's in the center, warmth spreads evenly to every part of the room. No cold spots, no shivering by the doorway. This setup makes the whole space feel alive. The stove becomes the heart of the home. Kids sit near it to do homework. Moms stir soup on top while keeping an eye on the fire. Grandpa warms his hands between bites of pie. Even the family cat has a favorite spot on the rug nearby. It's not just about heat, it's about life gathering around something warm and real. Because the stove stands alone, heat can flow freely all around it. No walls blocking the warmth, no furniture trapping the air. Just open space where hot air can rise and move. And since most Amish homes have one large main room, the design makes perfect sense. One fire heats the whole area. It's also super practical. Wet boots and mittens hang from rods above the stove. Socks dry in minutes. Pots simmer on the top. Water heats for washing. It's a multitasking hub for warmth, cooking and drying. All in one spot. And because everything's in reach, there's less walking around in cold hallways. You stay cozy, close to the flame, where the home feels most like home. 6. Dutch ovens as heat sinks. Here's a clever little trick most of us never think about. The Amish often place a heavy cast iron Dutch oven right on top of their wood stove, even when they're not cooking. Why? Because cast iron holds heat like a battery. Once it's warm, it keeps giving off warmth for hours. Even after the fire goes down, the Dutch oven stays hot, quietly radiating heat into the room. It's a simple hack, but it works great. The stove heats up during the day from cooking or burning wood, Instead of letting all that heat fade fast, the Dutch oven soaks it, then slowly it releases that warmth into the air. It's like a mini radiator made of iron, and the best part? It's also dinner. One pot does two jobs, cooks your meal and helps heat the room. You'll see these black pots sitting on stoves in Amish kitchens all winter. Sometimes they're filled with beans or stew. Other times, they're empty, just doing their quiet job as a heat bank. When the room starts to cool, you can still feel warmth coming off the iron. And because Dutch ovens are so tough, they can handle constant heat, no warping, no damage, just steady, silent comfort. Some families even keep a second one just for heating. No food, just warmth. It's the kind of smart, no-cost trick that doesn't need tools or wiring. Just a heavy pot and a little know-how. Nothing fancy. But in a cold house, that little bit of extra heat can make the difference between shivering and sighing with comfort. And hey, if dinner smells like beef stew while it warms the room, that's just a bonus. 7 south-facing sun traps. Take a walk through an Amish neighborhood and you'll notice something fast. Most homes face the same way. The front, with the big windows, always points south. That's not by luck, it's by design. In winter, the sun rides low in the southern sky. The Amish use that to their advantage. Large windows on the south side catch every bit of sunlight during the day. It's like turning the house into a solar oven. Sunlight pours in, hits the floors and walls, and turns into heat. The warmth builds up slowly, making the rooms cozy without a single log burned. Floors made of tile, stone, or thick wood soak up the heat and hold it. Even after the sun sets, the house stays warm for hours. This trick works best in winter when the sun is low. In summer, when the sun is high, wide roof overhangs block the light. That keeps the house cool, so it's warm in winter, cool in summer, no thermostat needed. At night, heavy curtains come down. They're thick, lined with wool or cotton batting, and they fit snug. They trap the heat inside like a lid on a pot. Cold air can't sneak in, warmth can't escape. No wires, no solar panels, no tech at all. Just glass, sunlight, and smart placement. And because the kitchen or main room is usually on the south side, people naturally spend more time there in winter. Cooking, eating, reading, all in the warmest spot in the house. It's comfort guided by nature. The sun rises, the house warms, life moves toward the light. It's simple, it's free, and it's been working for generations. 8. Thermal mass floors. Step into an Amish home and feel the floor. It might be tile, stone, concrete, or even tightly packed earth. These aren't just sturdy surfaces, they're secret heat keepers. These materials have something called thermal mass, which means they soak up heat during the day and let it go slowly at night. Sunlight comes through south-facing windows and lands on the floor. The dark tiles or thick concrete drink in that warmth like a sponge. Even heat from the wood stove adds to it. All day, the floor gets warmer and warmer, but you don't notice it right away. Then when the sun goes down and the fire dies, the floor starts to give that heat back. It's like the ground is hugging you from below. You walk barefoot and feel that soft, steady warmth under your feet. No cold tiles, no icy shocks first thing in the morning. Just comfort that stays with you long after the fire's out. This kind of floor doesn't need wires, fans or fuel. It just works quietly, all night long. It's part of how Amish homes stay warm without wasting energy. The heat isn't lost. It's stored. Packed earth floors are common in older homes. They're layered with clay, sand and sometimes oil to make them hard and smooth. They don't look high-tech, but they do the job. Tile and stone floors are easier to clean and hold even more heat. You don't need special tools or skills to use this system. Just build it right from the start. Place the floor where sun hits it. Let it warm up, then enjoy the payoff when the house cools down. It's one of those quiet, smart tricks that doesn't shout for attention, but keeps you warm when you need it most. 9. Insulated window quilts. In most homes, heat slips away through the windows at night. Not in Amish houses. There the windows get tucked in, literally. They use insulated window quilts, not just thin curtains. These aren't the kind you buy at a big box store. They're made by hand, often by the women of the home, and built to block the cold. Each quilt is thick, layered with wool, cotton batting, or even scraps of foam. The back is usually a tight vinyl or heavy fabric to stop drafts. The front, often a bright, cheerful quilt pattern, hand-stitched with care. When the sun goes down, they pull a cord and the quilt rolls down from a wooden rod above the window. It fits snug, edge to edge, like a warm hug for the glass. Cold air can't sneak in, warmth can't rush out. The room stays still and cozy, and because wool naturally resists moisture, there's less frost or condensation on the windows in the morning. These quilts are lightweight but powerful, easy to roll up in the morning, so sunlight can pour in again. Then at dusk, they come down once more. No electricity, no noise, just a simple quiet act of keeping the cold where it belongs outside. They're also beautiful, each one unique. Some have stars, others flowers or geometric shapes. They add charm and warmth in more than one way. And let's be real, while your smart thermostat is glitching, or your heat pump is groaning, these quilts are just doing their job. No updates, no Wi-Fi, just wool, wood, and wisdom. They don't just keep the house warm, they make it feel like someone cares. 10. The sun porch greenhouse effect. Tucked onto the south side of many Amish homes, you'll often find a small, glassed-in porch. It's not just for summer reading or watching the rain. This little room has a job, especially in winter. With walls and a roof made of glass or clear plastic, it acts like a mini greenhouse, catching sunlight all day long. Even on cold, bright days, the temperature inside this porch can jump into the 70s or 80s. Sunlight pours in, hits the floor and walls, and turns into steady, free heat. That warmth doesn't just stay trapped there. Slowly, it moves into the main house, through a shared wall, or an open door. It's like the sun porch is breathing warmth into the home. Some families leave the door cracked during the day. Hot air flows in naturally. Others use a small fan powered by a battery or pedal system. But most don't need one. The heat drifts in on its own, quiet and constant. And because the porch is enclosed, it protects plants from the freeze. You'll often see pots of rosemary, thyme, or green onions growing on shelves. Fresh herbs in January. Yes, please. Snip a sprig for soup, then step back into the warmth without braving the snow. At night, they close vents or pull down insulated quilts over the glass. That keeps the heat from escaping. The plants stay safe. The warmth lingers. It's not high-tech, but it's smart. A little room, built right, can take weak winter sun and turn it into real comfort. No gas. No wires, just glass, air and a little green life, helping to heat the home. One sunny day at a time. 11. Rock beds under floors. Under the floor of some Amish homes, there's something most people never see. Layers of smooth river rocks. Not just a few. We're talking about a deep bed of them, packed tightly beneath the main living space, and they're not there for decoration. These rocks are part of a hidden heating system. Rocks hold heat really well. During the day, warmth from the wood stove or sunlight through south-facing windows travels down into the ground. The rocks soak it up like a sponge. Then when the air cools at night, they slowly release that heat upward, warming the floor and the room above. It's quiet, invisible, and always working. Think of it like a battery, but made of stone. No wires, no charging, just nature doing its thing. The heat lingers for hours, even after the fire's out. Step barefoot on the floor at midnight, and it still feels warm. This system works best with radiant heat. Some homes even run small metal pipes through the rock bed. Warm air or water passes through, heating the stones faster. But many don't need pipes at all. The stove's heat rises, hits the floor and sinks into the rocks naturally. The rocks are usually laid in a shallow pit, covered with a metal or concrete layer, then topped with the final floor tile, stone or wood. It adds work during building, but once it's in, it lasts forever. No moving parts, no noise, just rocks doing what rocks do, holding warmth and giving it back when it's needed. It's not fancy, but in the quiet dark of a winter night, when the house stays warm without a sound, it feels like magic. Simple, solid, and buried deep where it belongs. 12. Strategic door placement. You open your front door in winter, and bam, a blast of cold air hits you like a slap. That doesn't happen in Amish homes. They've figured out a simple way to keep the warmth in and the cold out. It starts with how they place the doors. Most Amish homes don't have just one door to the outside. They have two. You open the first one, step into a small space, maybe 3 feet by 4, and close it behind you. Then you open the second door to enter the house. That little area in between, it's called a vestibule, or mudroom, and it's a game changer. Think of it like an airlock on a spaceship. Cold air comes in when you open the outer door, but it gets trapped in that small space. You close the first door, let the air settle, then open the inner one. The warm air from inside doesn't rush out. The cold doesn't rush in. It's such a small thing, but it makes a big difference. Over the course of a winter day, all those little gusts add up. Open a single door 10 times, and you lose heat every time. With a double door system, you keep most of it locked inside. The mudroom also catches snow, mud, and wet boots. No tracking slush across the kitchen floor. Just leave it in the middle, wipe off and step into warmth. Some families hang coats and mittens there too. It's practical, efficient, and smart. No power, no cost, just good design. And while it might not be as dramatic as sealing a submarine hatch before a deep dive, it does the same job keeping the outside out and the cozy in. One quiet step at a time. 13. Bed warmers. Yes, they're real. Imagine climbing into bed on a cold winter night and not freezing your toes off. That's exactly what the Amish do, with a simple tool called a bed warmer. It's not electric, it doesn't plug in, it's just a metal pan with a long wooden handle, shaped like a little oven. Before going to bed, they place it right in the wood stove or near the fire. After 10 or 15 minutes, it's hot, glowing even. Sometimes. Then they grab the handle, careful not to burn it, and carry it upstairs. With a slow sweep, they slide it under the blankets, moving it back and forth like they're ironing the sheets. The heat soaks into the fabric, warming the mattress, the pillows, the whole bed. 10 minutes later, they climb in. No shivering, no cold shock. Just soft, even warmth from head to toe. It's like nature's version of a heated mattress pad, except it's been around since before electricity existed. These bed warmers are usually made of cast iron or heavy tin, built to hold heat a long time. Some have lids to keep ashes or embers inside, though most today are just heated clean. The handle stays cool enough to hold, and the whole thing is light and easy to use. Families often pass them down for generations. Grandma's bed warmer might be the same one her great-grandmother used. It's a small thing, but it brings real comfort. And let's be honest, there's something deeply satisfying about warming your bed with fire and patience instead of a remote control. No apps, no settings, just heat, timing, and the quiet joy of slipping into a cozy nest you warmed yourself. 14. Hot bricks in the bed. No bed warmer, no problem. The Amish have a backup plan. Hot bricks. It sounds strange, but it works. Take a plain red brick, put it on the stove or in the oven, and let it heat up for a while. Not too hot, just warm and steady. Then wrap it in a thick cloth or towel. Never toss it in bed. Once covered, slide it under the blankets at the foot of the bed. Within minutes, that brick starts radiate heat. It warms the sheets, the mattress, and especially your cold feet. You don't even need to touch it. Just feel the cozy glow spreading through the bed. It's like having a personal foot heater that runs on firewood and common sense. Bricks hold heat for hours. Even after the house cools down, the brick keeps giving off warmth. You can wake up in the middle of the night and still feel that soft heat near your toe. And when morning comes, the brick is cool and ready to use again tomorrow. Some families keep a brick just for this. Others use two, one for each side of the bed. No electricity, no cords, no risk of overheating as long as you wrap it well. It's safe, cheap, and totally silent. Of course, you've got to be careful. Too hot, and you could burn the sheets, or worse, your skin. Wrap it good. Test it with your hand first. And for the love of warmth, don't fall asleep and forget it's there. We don't talk about the time someone left a glowing brick in the bed and woke up to a smoldering blanket. Let's just say, lessons were learned. Quietly, still, when done right, a hot brick is one of the simplest, oldest tricks in the book. Fire, fabric, and a little caution. That's all it takes to turn a freezing bed into a warm nest. 15. Wool everything. In Amish homes, wool isn't just for sweaters. It's everywhere. Wool socks pulled up high. Wool long johns under work clothes. Wool blankets folded on beds and draped over couches. Some families even sleep under 10-pound wool comforters that look like they could survive a blizzard. Why wool? Because it works. Unlike cotton, wool keeps you warm even when it's damp. Sweat, snow, or morning frost doesn't matter. It still traps heat. It breathes too, so you don't wake up sweaty or clammy. And it lasts. We're talking decades. A wool blanket bought at 20 might still be soft and strong at 8. One heavy wool blanket can do what a space heater tries to do, all without using a single watt of electricity. Just drape it over your lap while reading, or tuck it around your shoulders at the kitchen table. Instant warmth. No noise, no dry air, just soft, natural insulation from sheep that once grazed in the back pasture. They make their own sometimes. Shear the sheep in spring, clean the fleece, spin it into yarn, and knit or weave it into blankets and clothes. It's a full circle kind of life, and it shows. Even the smell is part of it. Earthy, clean, like sun-dried hay and fresh air. It's not perfume, it's some say it fades after a while. Others say it's part of the charm. You won't find synthetic fibers piling up in Amish drawers. No fleece jackets from the mall. Just wool, thick, honest, and tough. It's not just fabric, it's armor against the cold. And in a world full of quick fixes, it's nice to know something so simple can still keep you warm through the longest winter night. 16. The family huddle method. When it's cold outside, the Amish don't just turn up the heat, they bring in the body. In many homes, the whole family sleeps close together, often in one large bed or in beds pushed side by side. It's not about space, it's about warmth. When people snuggle up, their body heat combines like a living blanket. 3 kids, 2 parents, maybe a grandparent stacked like pancakes under wool quilts. That's not just cozy, that's a human furnace. No machine burns as steady as a sleeping child. And when everyone's tucked in tight, the warmth builds and stays trapped under the covers. You don't need extra blankets or a roaring fire, just people. Breathing, snoring, dreaming, sharing heat the way nature intended. This isn't just for kids either. Adults do it too. Couples wrap around each other. Siblings kick and steal covers, but still stay close. It's warm, familiar, and strangely peaceful. And in big Amish homes, even if there are separate rooms, families often gather in one bedroom during deep winter to stay warm together. It also means fewer rooms to heat. One space, one stove nearby, and everyone in range of the warmth, both from the fire and from each other. Of course, it comes with side effects, like overhearing midnight whispers, or getting blamed for stealing all the blankets, or the time little Johnny confessed he knew Santa wasn't real, while everyone was half asleep and too warm to argue. But really, this method is more than just survival. It's closeness, it's safety. It's knowing that when the wind howls and the glass feels like ice, you're not alone. You've got arms, feet, and at least one sibling hogging the middle. And honestly, that might be the warmest thing of all. 17. Small, efficient floor plans. Step inside an Amish home and you'll notice something fast. There's no wasted space. No long hallways. No bonus rooms gathering dust. These homes are built small and smart. Every room has a job. Every corner is used. And that's not just for looks. It's for warmth. When a house is compact, it's easier to heat. One wood stove in the center can warm the kitchen, dining area and living space all at once. Rooms are close together, often flowing into each other, so heat travels freely. No cold zones, no need to crank up the furnace just to warm one bedroom. Walls are thick, ceilings are low, windows are placed with care. Everything is designed to hold heat, not lose it. And because the layout is simple, you don't have to walk far in the middle of the night. Bathroom, right down the short hall. Kitchen, just a few steps. Cozy under a wool robe and back in bed before you're cold. These homes aren't about showing off, they're about living well with less. No giant garages, no second stories just for guests. Just sturdy rooms built for family, work and rest. A kitchen for cooking big meals, a main room for eating and talking, bedrooms just big enough for beds and a lamp. And in winter, that simplicity becomes a superpower. Less air to warm, less fuel to burn. One fire does the job of three, even the kids benefit. No running down icy hallways in socks, no freezing while waiting for the heat to kick in. Just warmth, closeness, and everything you need within arm's reach. It's not about sacrifice, it's about smart choices. Build smaller, heat smarter, live warm, and when the wind's howling and the snow's piling high, being snug in a tight, warm house feels like the best place in the world. 18. Thick, insulated walls. Look at the side of an Amish home and you might notice the walls are thick. Like really thick. Some are over a foot deep. Not because they're old-fashioned, because they're smart. These walls aren't just wood and nails. They're packed with natural insulation that keeps the cold out and the warmth in. Instead of fiberglass or foam, many Amish families use what's on hand: straw bales, sawdust, or tightly packed wood shavings. Straw bales stacked like bricks make an excellent barrier against wind and cold. Sawdust, often a byproduct from local sawmills, gets tucked between wall studs. It's free, easy to pack, and traps air better than you'd think. These materials have something called high R value, which means they resist heat loss. In plain terms, they keep the house warm in winter and cool in summer. No AC needed. No furnace blasting all night. Just steady, even temperatures no matter what's happening outside. The walls are built strong, with layers of wood, plaster, and sometimes lime wash to keep moisture out. The result? A quiet, draft-free home, where heat lingers like a good guest. You won't find plastic vapor barriers or chemical sprays here, just natural stuff, packed tight by hand. It's low-tech, yes, but incredibly effective. A home insulated with sawdust doesn't care about power outages, it just stays warm. And because these materials last for decades without rotting or settling too much, the house stays efficient year after year. Your neighbor might brag about his Energy Star home, but the Amish, they're already 3 steps ahead, living in walls built from farm scraps and pure practicality, thick, tough, and quietly doing their job. 19. Heat-retaining kitchens. In Amish homes, the kitchen isn't just for cooking, it's the warm heart of the house, and that's by design. Every choice, from the floor to the ceiling, helps trap heat and keep people cozy all winter long. Counters are made of stone or thick wood. The floor is tile, brick, or packed concrete. The stove, often a big masonry heater or heavy cast iron cook stove that burns wood slow and steady. All of these materials soak up heat while cooking and keep giving it off long after the fire dies. Boil a pot of potatoes, and the room stays warm for hours. Windows are smaller and well covered. Vents are kept closed. There's no range hood sucking heat up and out the roof. Why waste warmth? Instead, the kitchen holds on to every bit of heat it can. It becomes a natural heat zone, where meals, laundries, homework, and bedtime stories all happen. In winter, families spend most of their time here. It's warm, it's bright, it smells like bread, soup, or simmering apples. Kids do schoolwork at the table, moms fold clothes nearby, grandpa naps in the rocking chair near the stove. Life just moves to the kitchen when the cold hits. And because they cook big meals every day, the heat keeps coming. No need for extra fuel. The stove works double duty, feeding the family and warming the room. It's not just smart, it's comfortable, it's practical, it's delicious. The kitchen becomes more than a room, it becomes a refuge. A place where warmth, food, and family all rise together. And honestly, who wouldn't want to live in the coziest spot in the house? Especially when dinner's always on the stove. 20. Community heat sharing. When the wind bites and the snow won't stop, the Amish don't just hunker down alone, they do something even smarter. They share heat. It's not just about saving wood, it's about staying warm together. In many Amish communities, homes, barns and workshops are built close together. Some are even connected by covered walkways or shared walls. That way, heat from one building can help warm the next. A warm kitchen can gently heat the attached washhouse. A heated workshop stays cozy for winter repairs. Even the barn benefits from shared warmth, keeping animals calm and milk from freezing. When the cold really hits, families often gather in one home, usually the grandparents or the one with the best stove. Kids, parents, aunts, uncles, all pile in for the evening. They eat, play games, talk, and stay warm using just one fire. Less wood burned, more laughter shared. It's not just practical, it's meaningful. Staying warm becomes a group effort. Neighbors check on each other. Extra blankets are brought over. Soup is passed around. The youngest and oldest are placed closest to the stove. No one's left shivering in a cold house. No one runs out of fuel alone. If someone's wood pile runs low, others help. Because in the Amish way, warmth isn't just about temperature, it's about people. This kind of sharing doesn't need apps, thermostats, or solar panels. Just trust, family, and a strong sense of will. And when the storm rages outside and the fire glows inside, with stories flying and feet finally thawing, you realize something simple. The best heat doesn't come from a stove, it comes from being together, close, safe, and truly warm in every way that matters. So there you have it, 20 Amish DIY heating systems that prove you don't need a smart thermostat to stay warm. You just need smarts. And maybe a woodpile. Look, I'm not saying we all need to give up central heating and start sleeping with hot bricks, but can we please learn from people who've mastered warmth without wasting a single BTU? These aren't just survival tricks, they're lessons in simplicity, resourcefulness and resilience. And in a world where everything's getting more complicated and expensive, that's gold. Whether you try the window quilts, add a rocket stove in your cabin, or just wear more wool, there's something here for every budget-conscious, nostalgic, or cold-to-the-bone American. Alright, what was your favorite hack? Was it the bed warmer, the masonry heat, or the fact that they basically run on fire and family? Drop a comment and let me know, which Amish heating trick would you actually use? I read every single one, and if you learned something today, especially if you're tired of your heating bill, smash that like button. It tells YouTube this kind of practical, nostalgic, no-nonsense content is what you want. And hey, if you love stories of old-school wisdom meeting modern life, hit subscribe. We've got more coming, like Amish kitchen hacks that save $1,000 a year and how to build a root cellar in your backyard. Stay warm, stay smart. And remember, sometimes the best technology is the one that never needed an update. See you next time.